First time, long time. Welcome, ChefBaby, to the podcast. You have not been formally introduced yet, but we wanted to break your boundaries by, inviting you to the show with no intro. Hey.
Hi, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I feel kind of special and shit.
Oh my God. Here we go. Here we go.
I mean, you told me off camera to be extra, so this is what I'm doing. Did you not mean this right now?
That's a lie. I didn't pay nobody for no features. What is she talking about? Anyway, you will be thoroughly introduced to ChefBaby at a later date, but I had to bring her in to talk more boundaries because why not? Everybody's different. We all have our quirks, no's, yeses, hard no's, and you thoughts. So, what do boundaries mean to you?
You also got to add in the you tried it and the I wish a motherfucker would.
Oh, that's all in there. That's like, yeah, it was implied. But if you prepare your boundaries correctly, that shouldn't even be a thought though, right? Yeah.
You would think that'd be the case, but there are two types of boundaries that I've realized are the hardest to control. It is the boundary that you have to set being a woman in America and then being a
Oh,
Black woman in America.
I knew it was coming.
I mean, you knew I had to set that off first.
But ain't no lies though. Ain't no
You know,
lies.
boundaries to me are kind of things that, not kind of, are things that they're my foundation. So
Mhm.
if I let myself run wild and let myself do anything and everything without having the moment to be like, hey, check yourself, check that's not okay. That's not what should be happening. Then I'm not okay mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and so on.
Yeah.
And I feel
See?
like that's also what digs to people having, addictions. And it might not be addictions to the basic stuff, like not basic, they're major, excuse me. But in the terms of what everybody knows, alcohol,
Mhm.
drugs, gambling, da da da. But you have addictions to like being a people pleaser to the point where you can't even please your damn self because you're like, I have to please everybody else. And when you get to you, you're like, you'll be fine.
That's a big fact. I told y'all. Don't be forgetting yourself because you will. It's very easy to just look up one day and just wonder where the hell time went. And don't let it happen to you. This is your warning. Again. I feel like I say that every episode. Somehow, some way, it just slips in there. But yeah, it is very vital. Not only to prepare boundaries and enforce them for others, but for yourself as well. So, for yourself, what would be, give me your top 3 boundaries for self?
Ooh, my top three boundaries for self. They would have to be no, yes, and I can do this later. So I'll explain what I mean by that. So the first boundary that I set would be my no boundary. So that's when if I don't want to do something and it's like we were talking about in the beginning, a hard no, that's my
Mhm.
no boundary. Instead of me being like, I mean, I don't, but I guess I'll do it. It's like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, for example, I was supposed to stay for another 14-hour shift today at work. And I was like, no, I'm not
Nah,
doing it. 6 days
I,
straight.
I said no when I wasn't even there. So, yeah.
Like, no, I'm not doing this. I told my boss, I'll be out of here. The latest you have me is 6 o'clock. And he was like, oh, well, if you work tonight and it gets busy, I'm like, I won't be here.
And it's a holiday. But you know what? Anyway, no,
No,
that's the no
exactly. But
pile. Boom.
that's the no. That's the no. The yes pile is stuff that I know that, I want to do. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to come on this podcast and have a conversation. I want to have a self care day. I want to pop up an entire bottle of wine and drink it all by myself. That's my business. That's my yes pile. I'm gonna do this. Yes, I'm gonna go splurge and buy, spend a week of eating fast food because I had a shitty week. I don't want to cook.
Hey, man. It be
I'm gonna
like
do that.
that. You gotta get
And
those
then
rewards.
period. And then you have either I'll think about it or I'll take, I'll focus on this later. It's the
Mhm.
stuff that, you got to do, but it might not be the right time to do it. So I knew
Mm.
years ago, I knew that I wanted to be in the position that I'm in now. I just got promoted at my job to being the supervisor of
Woo.
a Houston branch company. Thank you, thank
Ah,
you.
bow, bow, bow. Okay.
But years ago, that wasn't in the maybe later pile because I wasn't, mentally ready. I wasn't emotionally ready. I was
Right.
going through so much with life and family, and people was like, "Well, isn't it the same thing?" No, because my life and the life I have with my family are two different damn things.
Mhm.
Life and family that I knew I couldn't handle it. I knew that I would have broken down in some form or fashion. So the maybe later finally popped up, and now that maybe later is now in the yes pile. And I'm like, yes, pay me more money. Yes, treat me like the queen that I am. Yes, let me know that if I want to fire your ass on the spot, I can do that. Yes, I'll take all of it.
Somebody
Yes,
is power hungry out here. All right. Okay.
not even power hungry. It's kind of the whole point of like, it's about damn time. You got
I
too
mean,
many
yeah.
people who don't want to see, again, I'm gonna bring it back, especially women, but black women
Do it. You
especially
gotta do it.
empowered.
Yeah, that's a
So it's like
fact.
now I'm the third in command when it comes to my job. It's my sous chef, it's my executive, my sous chef, and then it's me. So if
Mhm.
you can't find them two, they come running to the black girl, and it's like, "Oh, is it the same black girl who spoke up for herself, had a quote unquote attitude, was argumentative and aggressive? Yes. Guess what? Now I
Child.
have the control to do what I want. Now what you
Oh,
gonna say?"
all them lies from above. Okay. 'Cause I know they gave you hell when it came to even thinking of offering you the damn promotion, but you got it. So, yeah, big things moving up.
Hell, oh, they were trying to give me the promotion responsibility, but no cash behind it, and I
That's
was
a
like,
fact. And okay, sidebar. Don't fall for that. Do not fall for that. Because if someone is out the gate all smiley in your face, like, oh my God, we have a position and it'll be perfect for you. And it's doing all of these things, plus what you do right now, no title change, no nothing. Here's 50 cents. You gonna do it?
"No,
No. Like,
hard no."
why would I? Like, especially if you're basically trying to like outsource and eliminate the need for hiring another body, which is what they like to do in those types of situations. Don't
Mm.
do that. N- Literally a sidebar. No, know your worth, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's work. Sorry, people, but all we do is work in life, unfortunately.
But see, you just talked about a whole nother boundary. You gotta set that boundary to know your worth.
That's a
That's a boundary.
fact.
Setting your boundaries so people don't wanna walk all over you and step over you
That's
and
a
be like,
fact.
"Oh, I know she gonna do this. I know she gonna do what I ask her to do."
Yeah.
No, she not.
At work, people have the confidence and the audacity at the same level to just feel like they can roll over you with ease. It's so wild. So, bringing me to my next question. How do you avoid do I wanna say how do you avoid? Hmm. How do you present your boundaries to others?
Oh, let's see. It was a long process. It was a long process because at
Mhm.
first I didn't know how to even present my boundaries to myself. I didn't
Mm.
understand what they were. So once I figured out like, hey, it's okay to say no, then I started presenting it in not an aggressive way, but more of a way of like, this is what it is. I'm gonna give it to you, meat, potatoes, veggies, and a slice of cake. If you
Mhm.
can't handle that, I'm just gonna punch you in the face and see what happens.
That's how she got the promotion. Ba-da-ba.
Oh, we can go through that story. That's exactly how I got it. Like 100%
Hey,
no lie.
yeah.
But it was the whole aspect of I had to understand that telling somebody no wasn't the end all be all.
Right.
So a great example would be I had an old mentor that we used to be, I mean, thick as thieves. Like, but I was in my 20s, she was in her 40s, but I've always
Mhm.
had, older friends. And when I was a bad time in my life, I depended on her for everything. I was like, no, I'm gonna hang out with her. I'm gonna do this. It's to
Yeah.
the point where I was coming out of physical financial pocket just to make sure that our friendship still gained. Like we went out and I was paying for everything. I was driving everywhere. And then I
Mhm.
got older and the pandemic hit. I didn't talk to her for like a year. And I
Mhm.
realized I was like, my life still kept moving. I still had a job. My family was still okay. My health was crap, but it wasn't her fault.
Mhm.
And so we got back in touch, and I had realized, like, I don't have to go and, I'm quoting you now, "shuck and jive" for this woman to have a friendship.
Hey, listen, you have to do that shit in front of the fucking audience, alright? Probably like, "Yo, she says second jive in real life?" "I do." "Shut up." I really do.
You do,
See
and I
how,
love
like,
it.
how much I'm against it? Like, don't do it. See?
No.
Influence.
Right. So I was like, "No." So I had set a boundary with her where I was just like, "I will respond when I'm ready," because there was a time where I was
Mm.
texting her and I wouldn't hear back for 2, 3 months, and I was like, "Okay,
Oh,
now
wow.
it's my turn. So if I'm busy, you not gonna hear back from me." So she every time she messages me, she wants something.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah,
last
yeah,
time
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm moving. Can you help me?" I deleted the fucking message.
Oh, no. Not
I
a
said, "No, I'm
move.
busy."
After all that time, you want me to help you you don't move
Mhm.
out of my damn text messages?
So that was one of the ways I, distributed that. A positive way that I distributed was
Mhm.
like at my job. So my food and beverage director thought that you he was going to ask me for a favor and I wasn't going to ask for my coin.
Child.
And he wanted to get upset and be like, "Oh, well, you just said no and shot me down and everything else like that." And I was like, "Because you're asking me to do more work than I'm already doing. I'm already working 6
Mhm.
days straight. I'm already working 12-hour days. I'm here early, they're late. I'm here more than you, and you get paid more than I do, and you have more responsibility than I do." So
Child,
I
cue the dramatics.
cue the crocodile tears, cue the, "Oh, I worked 3 months straight during the pandemic." So did I.
W d
So did I.
ch
At a different company, but so did I. I worked with, sickness. I worked with COVID. I
Yeah,
worked with meningitis. I worked with pneumonia.
literally.
So
Wait,
was
what the
working in the
what was he trying to
mm,
prove with that?
that he's an old white man that's like the crept keeper, and I'm supposed to feel sorry for his old decrepit ass. I don't. I don't.
Yo, like,
Hello, Clarice head ass. No, no.
this is a fact. Like, what did he think? You know what? Why even break down what he thought? Because he did thought. That was a "you thought" moment. Okay, boom. We're clear on that.
So he
Child.
thought, "Oh, I'm asking her for a favor. She's gonna do me a good favor and do me a solid." So the entire
Mhm,
conversation was, well, the chef is out for back surgery because my executive just got back from back surgery. He's doing well.
mhm.
And he was like, "Well, we want to get the new menu out. And, you talked about how you have specials, in your phone and you really want to, show off what you can do."
Yeah.
I did that when I was trying to apply for the exec position. I didn't get it. So
Mm.
I took my specials back and hid them back in my phone.
They keep him on tuck, that's a fact.
So he was like, "Yeah, I think you and your coworker and your sous chef should all get together once a week and make a special." And I was like, yeah, are we gonna get compensated for this though?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Well, then the answer is no." And he was just like, "Oh, just like that?" And I was just like, "Yeah, anything else?" And he was like, "No, obviously, I guess we're done here." And I'm like, "Great, I have work to do. Bye." And then the following day, he was like being real, um, I'm not gonna say bitchy because it was worse than being bitchy.
Yeah, you already said it,
Like,
so go on.
when you in high school and like you have the bomb hot Cheetos and that
Yeah.
greedy bitch always be like, "Oh, let me get one." You
Let
tell
me
her
get
no, and she be
some.
like, "How come I can't have one? You
Can I
good?"
get
It was
some?
like that. It was like that.
They ask for one and they come out with, like, a whole paper plate. Where the hell you even get that
Mhm.
from in school?
Right. So he was acting very like I'm not gonna really say nothing to you. So he wanted to have a conversation with me and was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
well, I just felt like, you cut me off too quickly." And I was like, "No, you expected me to do something that should be giving me more money for free because you want me to do you a favor, but you haven't done me any favors in
Mm.
return. Because I've done you a lot of favors because you lost an executive chef and I stepped up. I could have just stayed the same, done my 8 hours and let you fall and
And
crumble."
peaced
But
out. That's right. And I wouldn't even consider what he should be doing you favors at that point. He should be looking out, like being an actual advocate, especially when it comes to work and somebody that is over you as your supervisor, direct report, whatever. Any of that nonsense that you want to say. Like when it comes to someone going above and beyond, you see that in that person. You obviously experienced it. You clearly trust them enough to come to them with this type of assignment or project. Why not make things better for them on their end? To me, it just seems like simple math, but I feel like when supervisors are in that position, they love just taking advantage.
oh, they do.
Ugh.
They do. And the funny you said math. So this is how our math is, 2 plus 2 is 4, right? Our math is 5 plus 5 is 10. Our math is 10 plus 10 equals a is 20. That's a dub in some people's language. His math
Mhm.
is 2 plus 2 equals fish.
Yeah, who is
That's
this man?
that's his logic. This is
Ugh,
the man that is so used to people being yes men to him
yeah.
that I mean, Imma toot my own horn for about 10 seconds. When a boss bitch stepped up and said no, he lost his mind.
He was not ready. He was not ready.
He was
He
like, "Did you
was
just tell me
not
no?" And I was
prepared.
like, I did. I did
Yeah.
tell you no. Is that a problem?" And he was like, "People don't tell me no." And I was like, I guess I'm not people then."
What?
Oops.
People don't tell me no. Anyway, Chuck. Okay. Clearly, you got the promotion. So through that fight, and I don't even know what he thought he was doing, trying to make it seem like he could get over on you. But no, you're not the one.
Mm.
What a
All thanks to
goofy.
boundaries.
Oof.
All thanks to boundaries. Because if I wouldn't have had the
Yeah.
mindset to have a boundary to know my worth and to know what was a you tried it moment, I probably would have fell for the trap and been like, sure, boss, I'll go ahead and work 10 times harder than I already do and still make the same
Child.
amount of money. Like, yeah, I do it, boss. Just don't sell me to mass. Like,
There
no.
it
Thank
is.
you. Just
There it
fuck out my
is.
face.
I'm telling you, listen, when it comes to work, know your worth, know your value to that company. Don't show all your hands at once, just how Chef here had her secret menu items that she made up when she went for a higher position. Oh, what happened to those? What are you talking about? You don't show your hand to anybody. Cuz he could have just took those and took them and ran with them. But at the same time, it's like know when to show your card. So when you're in a position to be in power or to enforce your power because they trust you and they just don't want to lose you and they're afraid to say so because companies are just weird when it comes to valuing employees and actually saying that and telling them this. This is why a lot of people do not feel like their companies give a damn about them, frankly. So, yeah, do that if you are a higher up. Tell your employees you love them or not. Not that you love them, because that's an HR, that might be a whole thing. But tell them you value them. Just it's the simple things like that that'll keep morale up. But for the most part, you have to know when to go in and show your hand because you are trying to get somewhere. And then when you're at that place, hey, here's some items that I want to do for a special menu. Boom.
I agree wholeheartedly. But I will say one thing though. You probably gonna have to tell me that you love me in the most respectful way because um there's two talking about oh I
Yo,
appreciate you. How much you appreciate me? Do you love me? You gonna give me a Christmas gift? No? Well then
just a
I don't
fact.
wanna hear it. I don't wanna hear
Is this appreciation come with a compensation? A little couple change on the check this week? Like, what's going on? What's the appreciation looking like? Couple days
it.
off?
If you ain't
Okay.
being like a hood nigga and slapping a 20 in my hand after I pass by you, I don't wanna talk to you.
Just something, like, ooh, companies be getting away with murder, like, whew. Like I said before, I don't remember what episode this was, but everybody's grossly underpaid. So, yeah, just keep that in the back of your mind while you're working. You're working towards something, obviously, not just to be a damn robot in a machine, but you are worth something. If your boss ain't gonna tell you, I'll tell you that. Boundaries, people.
Oh, I don't know about y'all, but hearing that I'm worth something from G herself, I feel like I could take over the world. I could be president, y'all. I could be
About to be the
president.
president. You gotta what? How many months to campaign up? You better announce you running.
Shit, I'm not old enough. Remember, you're gonna be like in your 40s.
Gotta be an old man. Like, nah. I mean, well.
I'm like, are you
Mm.
almost dying? Now you can run for president.
Whoa, my God. Child, we should, you know what? Politics. Oh,
That's a dangerous topic.
that's a very dangerous topic in my mouth.
Mm-mm.
Child, let me, okay.
Mm-mm.
And scene.
Yo, that's them like long night conversations in the car with the music on jazz, like real low, but you can still hear the words. You be like,
Yo.
let's have this conversation.
I cannot.
So much.
Alright.
Yes, you're saying the companies get away with murder. So it's funny. All I know is there are people out there that would rather do one grand gesture a year as opposed to
Mhm.
doing right by their employees every single month. That's my story.
Okay, so you talking about the good old Scrooge Christmas bonus type thing once a year
Mhm.
deal.
Yeah, I
Okay.
usually pay you 50 cents, but
Ooh,
here's a
you know
true story.
what? That is very true. Thinking about, like, the organizations and places I've worked. Yeah, people tend to get very, cheerful and generous toward the holidays. Mm, okay.
Imma need you to be cheerful and joyous in the middle of August.
I need you to do that year round, okay?
Imma need
365, not just for December to remember.
Imma need that January through December,
That's a
and
fact.
extra on February for obvious reasons.
Hello? So do you stick to your boundaries? Why or why not?
See, I would love to be like, yes, gee, I'm perfect. Like, I don't ever defer from my boundaries. Like, like you're looking at like the perfect person on the planet. Hell
I
yeah,
mean,
I
feel
defer
free
from.
so I can tell you you lying.
Hell yeah, I defer from my boundaries. And the crazy part is, I know exactly when it happens because at first I'm like, oh, I got it. Oh, I got it.
Mhm.
And then that one act happened, and my whole body is like, check yourself,
Yep.
check yourself. And I'm like, damn, okay, 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 all right. All right, I got this. Let me bring it back. Let me bring it back and get myself centered and everything else like that. Like that recently happened. I was all I do is work. So all my stories revolve around work, but I was overworking myself. I was doing too
Mhm.
much and I wasn't using my no boundary. I wasn't using my I'll come back to this later boundary. Everything was just
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes. My body was like, "Hey, we're breaking down over here." And I'm just like,
Mm.
"Oh, good. We got this." Then I got home one day and I couldn't move my toes and my back gave
Yeah.
out. My back was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, since you're not gonna figure out you're losing control, I'm just gonna make sure I can't get up and you can't
Mm.
get up to go to work." And
We're
I
we're
was like
gonna we're gonna shut you down.
"Okay." And I was like, "I can still move." And my back was like, "Okay, bet." And so I sat
Girl,
up and screamed in pain because my back literally did not let me move an inch in my bed. And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna just sit my black behind down here and just rest a little bit." Okay.
dang.
Okay.
Yeah, listen to your body, please. Don't be overworking for these companies that, again, your position will exist if you are there or not. Please
True.
take time for some damn self-care and rest, cause literally, like, you ain't at your best if you don't rest, and I did not mean to rhyme, I'm sorry.
Mhm. It's been bars.
Oh my god. I did not do that on purpose, but you know what it is. It sounds better when it rhymes. Take it, if what the take with it what you will, but period. Get your rest. Don't be burning the midnight oil, down in like 8,000 Red Bulls to stay up just to go to work. Body just broken just to show up. And do what?
Have them leave early.
You pass out at work, then what's gonna happen if you pass out at work?
They better not call the ambulance with a high bill. You better let me do what?
Yes, sure. Not you crawl into the emergency room, yo.
Better call my daddy or something. Don't call the
My
ambulance.
legs, I can't feel my legs.
I'm not paying I'm not paying that. That cha-ching. I'm broke as it is. You think I'm gonna
It's
pay that
like,
bill?
"Nah, just put me on the scooter and point me in that direction. I'll be fine."
No.
Like,
Yes.
what's
I'll
going
still put
on?
coffee in my face. I'll drive myself. Like I'm not doing that. I'm
But
not
yeah, health, wellness, that is a very important factor on why you should stick to your boundaries, and it's kind of like, oof, I can't even say it's like a self-check because it just happened, like, it just your body.
Mhm. Mhm. Am I allowed to
Yeah.
ask?
Are you allowed to ask me questions?
Yes.
Hell no, I'm joking.
She was like, "No, this is my podcast, but
You
calm
thought
down."
this was sure, if you'd like.
She's like she's like, "Hard no, boundary set in that. Ha ha, take that."
The boundary is I'm here asking the questions and you're answering them. Okay, all right. Yeah. No, feel free.
Okay, so if you had to put your boundaries in 3 words or less, what would they be?
3 words or less?
3 words or and let's do 5 because boundaries are extensive. We need to do
Golly,
5 words.
5. Ugh, my indecisive ass. Hold up. If I had to put my boundaries in 5 words or less,
Mhm.
it's funny because the way I broke it down in the initial episode was by my, key elements for self. I
Okay.
could just repeat those just to reinforce because, if you didn't listen to the episode, you need to, because why are you here and not listening to the first episode? Hello? Anyway, Imma
Ooh,
use those 3. So, my first key element for self was time,
okay.
because hello, I feel like everybody's time is valuable. Mine, yours, ours, everybody's collectively. Don't waste it. Use it how you would like to, of course, make the most of it. My second element was communication. Hello, like we're talking right now. It's literally unavoidable. In order to make it through life, you have to be able to communicate with people. And the better the level you communicate, the more successful your outcome will be. I swear I don't sound like a self-help book all the time, but it just is what it is sometimes. It just sounds like that, comes out that way, not on purpose. And my last element would be respect. You literally have to respect others, treat others how you want to be treated, blah, blah, as well as yourself. Because if you don't respect yourself, are you putting yourself in the best position for others to treat you with respect? And
That
if you're
was
not,
mm,
get it in order. But yeah, I would say
mm,
that, yeah, that's how I tend to think of it. But I do like the buckets that you had, the no, yes, and then the maybe pile, because I feel like I could employ that by I don't want to say saying no more because I need to. I wish, yeah, yeah, let me not lie. I can say no more. But then what I do like is the maybe, because the maybe isn't necessarily a no, I'm never gonna do this again. It's more so like a reevaluation piece.
mm,
So like maybe I'm not able to do something right now, but I can come back to it whenever. So
mhm.
I like that. Imma steal yours, and that'll be 6. Boom. There you go.
Love
You
it.
got your 5 plus
Love it. Oh, nice. See, I love the switch. I love the switch of the ideas because that's how you get um more I was gonna say intrusive. I was saying intuitive to your
what
own
what you
boundaries
trying to
because
do
you
here?
decide it's
Can I ask you some questions? Not anymore.
that was a good question. I'm sorry.
It was great.
I feel like because now I see what you mean when you said the time, because it's like my time is valuable, but it's
Mhm.
also not like everyone's like, "Oh, time is money." It's not even just that.
No,
My time is
exactly.
valuable to myself. Like, if
That's
I
a
don't
fact.
take the time to make sure that I have time to do what I wanna do,
Yeah,
what is the point?
that's a fact. And for somebody that okay, let me not say I plan on my day from, like, A to Z. Every 5 minutes, it has, like, something in my damn to-do list. No. I like to have an idea of what the hell is going on, and if I don't have an idea, or if it's just, like, built within spontaneity, Imma start struggling. If I have an idea of like, "Okay, cool, we about to record today." "Alright, when?" The evening works for me." See, that's cool enough for me. I don't need specifics or, you know, down to the minute, like, "I'm gonna be there at 9:30 PM, be there, be square." If you can provide that, cool. If not, I'll just check with you later, and then we'll just do it that way. But if it's just left up in the air and I don't have any concept of time, that's when you'll probably start to like, well, you won't see me panicking because I don't do that. But I'll just probably ask you a bunch of questions so I can get my like answer and comfort from knowing that it'll be done in this time.
Sorry. When you said I don't panic, it made me think of, like, past conversations we've had about certain things, and I was
Hello,
like, "Those motherfuckers panic for real."
bruh, bruh. Ain't no, but like, hello? That's a different conversation, but soon, soon, soon come.
No, no, that's a boundary right there. That's a hard
That's a hard boundary.
that's a hard boundary. That's a nah, bro. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Yo, I can't.
It got to the point where I think you and I were talking about it. We both were like, "Okay, can this be the last conversation?" I was like, "Oh, thank God, because I have nothing
Listen.
else to give to nothing to give
Exactly.
to this."
I have nothing left to give. Like, this is it. That's it. It's a wrap.
Get it all out now, because this is it. I'm done. And then something else happened. I was like, "Damn it. Okay, what else?" Still a hard no, but I'm still nosy and wanna know the situation.
That's a fact. Like, even if I'm
Mhm.
not involved, I still wanna know what the fuck's going on. Like,
Because I don't wanna be out the loop and
curiosity.
I look
Yeah.
stupid. They be like, "Did you know
Yeah.
about this?" "No, I didn't." I wanna be like, "No, well, tell me what you know so, like, we can compare notes."
There it is.
Mm,
Exactly.
I wanna compare notes.
That's a
I wanna compare
fact.
notes. I wanna compare notes. Question, if you don't mind me asking.
Sure.
Um, is there ever have you ever had a moment where you had a boundary, you set it, and something happened where you had to switch your boundary immediately? So, like, a simple thing would be like, I'm staying on my diet completely. I'm doing salad and chicken. Seasoned chicken, by the way. We don't do unseasoned chicken. To put out there. And then all of a sudden it was like, hey, we going out to so and so, come through. And you're like, I've been craving that. My boundary was no, but now I'm just like, yeah, I got a few dollars. Let's go. Like, have you ever had to like switch real quick? And it did end up working out in your favor.
Mm, I'm not even gonna relate it to food because I feel like diet. What? Ain't no fucking diet. Like, I just crave whatever the hell. But like me indecisively, if I'm at a restaurant, I'll be like, oh, I wanted this, but now I want this because I saw this. So like, yeah, that happens all the time. But to relate it to my profession, work, of course.
Okay.
As a creator, designer, artist, all of the things, you are
Mm,
constantly on pivot. So people look to you as the expert of your craft, of course. So not only do they come to you because they trust you, they trust your work. So without it being said, like if I offer a solution, which is typically, let's say, three different solutions for a problem that they have. Let's think logos here, people. I'm trying to talk to you visually so you can walk with me. So I'll provide a proof of one for sure that I know you should pick based on the industry standards, branding, guidelines, da, 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 all the rest of that. Second one, still will have my influence in it, of course, but it'll be more so like, here's what you asked for. Third or fourth will typically be a wild card or something that is more like explorative based on what you asked me, of course. So now, if we're in the revision stage, we're going back and forth or whatever, you come back and say, oh, I like what you did here. Let's say it's for the one that I created that I think they should pick or go with. But can we infuse the elements of two and three here? Sure. I'm not gonna be like, no, you need to pick mine because that's it. Like, I have to have that flexibility and malleability when it comes to design or art or whatever, because sometimes my solution is not the best. And even that can be revised to be improved upon. You know what I mean? It's not always
mm,
just one answer. That's just what it is. This looks best because I went to school. Like, nah, no, nobody's perfect. I don't pretend to be. So if you present something to me that I didn't think of and then I can use that to like key up what I'm doing, hell yeah, I'ma listen. So that's when I'm more so flexible with like my boundaries. There's no like a hard set when it comes to design and art and stuff. I feel like that's fluid anyway within itself. So
Makes
good
sense. I appreciate
question.
that.
Yeah.
I also realized I be scrolling a little bit too much on certain apps because when you said I didn't think of that, all I thought of was I was out niggered. I will not be out niggered again. That's all I could think of. I was like, damn.
Yo, I can't. 'Cause this is why I scroll. I have my 5 scroll quota like whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, I'm done. Let me log off this damn app because if not, I'm going to be on that app for like days watching videos.
I can't. I try, and then you see like a good cooking video,
I
or you see
hate
something
it. Or you
funny.
one of your favorite
Oh,
creators just dropped a bunch of videos and I'm just like, I can't I wanna watch all of these, but I shouldn't.
it's bad. And then you have like people sending you stuff. And, like, it got to the
Oh,
point I was sending you, like, massive videos, and I was
that's a
like, "She ain't
fact.
even watching them," and then you came back like, "I can't watch them all in one day," and I'm like, "Watch up, that's right."
No, because okay, listen, if you send me videos, I'm not gonna watch them all in one sitting. First of all, yeah, I could, but if I just make those little moments for laughter peaceful for me, I feel like, okay, let me come back to this video so I can laugh. And if it ain't funny, we gonna have a problem. Be sending me no unfunny video.
When have they not been funny? Unless
I'm
they were
not.
in funny scenes.
Listen, this message ain't for you. So hello.
They've either been funny or they've been, like, stuff
Nah,
you need to know for information reasons.
that's a fact. That's a fact. Very informative and helpful. Not just like kiki, haha. These are just dumb jokes that everybody's doing on TikTok now. Like, no, you send facts too. So again, this message is not for you.
By that, 'cause, like, you ain't gonna call me out, and it's my
Woo!
birthday. Uh-uh.
Nah, no. Your curation of the shares are you no problem. I have no problem with the type of content that you share with me.
To make sure, because I was gonna set a hard boundary, like, well, I mean, we could dish this out. We could talk
I'm
about
gonna just
this
stop sharing
video.
stuff then. Okay, bet. Me too. Like, what the hell? Like,
You'd be
what
like,
just
"You see
happened here?
this video? I
I
sent it to
thought
you."
we were building. I cannot. Okay. And now to wrap up the episode, I have one last multiple choice question that I did ask the audience, and I'm very curious to see what your thoughts
Ooh.
are. What is the most difficult factor when setting boundaries? A, saying no. B, establishing boundaries. C, confronting oversteps. Or D, placing others' boundaries above your own.
Ooh. I say all of the above because that
I did
it
not say
literally
E. You
yeah,
tried it.
all of them makes it
Surprise.
ew. Um, Jesus. See, that for me, that's a hard question to answer because it literally depends on
The
the boundary.
situation? I know.
Yeah, because if I depending on certain people, it's the saying no. Depending
Yeah.
on other things, it's the, "Oh, my overstepping." On something, it's like setting the actual boundary itself, and then it's just like
Mhm.
controlling myself. I think for me, personally, the hardest part about setting boundaries is I would have to say it's saying no. And
Mm.
you probably would have the whole aspect of like, well, that should be the easiest part. No, because it's not saying no to other people that's always the hard part.
Yeah.
Sometimes the hardest part is saying no to me.
Damn.
Because I'm like, "No, you can't keep doing this, and it's gonna be a problem." And in my head, I got the, "Well, why not? I know I can handle it." Yeah, but here is going to be a basic idea of what's gonna happen in the future.
Yeah.
And until I get that unchecked with me, like, no, like, let's do better. Imma keep fighting this battle of, and back and forth, and I'm clashing against myself. And, no matter what you're setting boundaries in life, personal, work, mental health, emotional, even just doing
Mhm.
daily stuff. That's that battle, that back and forth with yourself, and that's the hard thing to overcome. Because if you can't get through to you, you can't get through to anybody else.
Look at I'm such a good teacher. Did you hear that? Wait, I'm gonna play it again. Listen.
Because if you can't get through to you, you can't get through to
That
anybody
was
else.
beautiful. Amazing. And you wanted to say E, all of the above. Get out of here.
I mean, it's
Please.
true, but I mean, I thought
Yeah,
about it for a
well, it's
minute.
so difficult, my life. No, that was perfect. Because saying no, yeah, it's way more loaded than just, okay, no, or maybe, or I'll get to that later. Like, nah, you really have to check yourself when it comes to stuff like that. Because I feel like the no effect kind of trickles down to other things. And it's not just a simple, direct answer. Like, there's so much involved when it comes to saying no that you have to consider.
It's never a simple no because then all of a sudden the no's go to, well, why am I saying no? Well, why
Yep.
is this? Why? Then it's not even why am I saying no? It's why are you saying no like that? What do
Ye
you mean? Why is your no that tone? Why is your no got a like a neck roll to it? Like, excuse me?
What? Like, this is a text message. What are you talking about?
Why the O looks smaller than usual? What?
Nah, why you
What?
typing like that? What? Where's the punctuation? I'm sorry?
Where's the comma? Like,
Ew, get out of here.
because I said no. Yeah, but you didn't say no, but you just said no. Like you mad or something? Like you having a bad day? Like maybe, but why are we? I said no.
Bro, the way people read into it is just like that's a whole nother section of a no. It's just ugh. It's never just a simple, okay, I accept your no, and then keep it moving.
Oh,
Oof.
100%. Or my favorite part is the no is the no. Oh, okay, well, I'll remember that when you ask me a question, it's
Oh
gonna be
my god.
no.
What is that passive aggressive nonsense? Like who asked for that? Ew.
Mhm.
Like you
Mhm.
came into this with this type of energy and like if I say yes, are you gonna reciprocate in the same fashion? Like, oh, since you said yes, I'm gonna remember that next time you need something, I'm gonna do it. Like, no, you're not. Why be nasty?
Oh, period. But you gotta remember when you say yes, see, when you say no, they shut it down, right? It's like, okay, well, no, F you, then da da da. So if I said, hey, G, let me borrow $1, you're like, oh, okay, cool. All of a sudden that dollar is gonna turn into, well, let me get two then. All right.
Right,
Well, let
right.
me get five. I'm not talking about me
Child.
personally, because I mean I never receive money. We're not gonna put that out there in the world like, oh, she be begging. She don't. No, clear that.
Nah,
Clear
but
that.
that's typically how it goes, like in
Yeah.
those types of situations. You're not wrong.
Oh, well, she gonna be well, let me get 10 now. I mean, now you're pushing it. Why am I pushing it? You were able to give me
What
5. You
happened
can't
last
double
week? You
ding?
was able to do it before, like, phew. Oof, oof. Mm,
What
mm.
I do with my boundaries is my business and my business alone. Your business is to take
Boundaries.
what I
That
and
is
grow.
oof. People
Mhm.
people really be trying it out here.
Oh, they do. They do. But I think if I have to say the best quote I've ever thought of when it comes to boundaries is set a boundary to set a boundary. Because if
Alright.
you don't start,
Alright. Alright. Who who are you? Who is this person? What?
set a boundary to set a boundary.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You are not wrong
Set
by
a
any
boundary.
means. 'Cause it takes work. What we're getting down to when it comes to these shares and different perspectives when it comes to boundaries is that there's no right or wrong way to do stuff. We're just offering insight for creating them and navigating your way through boundaries because
Agree.
I mean, we have the special sauce when it comes to ourselves, of course, but we can just give you advice when it comes down to it.
That special sauce with that Lawry's. That's all you get now. Only secret you get is the Lawry's. That's it.
Put the Lori's in there, the
The
Laurens.
Lawry's. And I don't know why people be like, "Oh, you think you so special." And do?
And am?
What's the problem? I
Yeah,
mean, what's
like
so special about
what?
you?
What? Those are those always have something to say type people. Like, I can't. I
But
cannot.
you have something to say that's never important or
Not
never
valid
ever
at
made
all. Yeah.
at
Just
all.
just to say.
Mm-mm. Like you and I talk about, hey, you want to go to? I always bring up food because I'm hungry. You and I about to go to Popeyes and get a 2 piece. Well, what about we go to Jack in the Box? Who brought that up? We
Just say
said
you
chicken.
wanted Jack in the Box then. Like, what? Were you even
Well,
huh?
why you
What?
hating on Jack in the Box? Why you in my business? This is an A B conversation.
But why didn't you even say anything about Jack in the Box before? Okay.
First of all, where did you come from? You was asleep in the corner. How you wake up because you heard who?
I can't. That wraps up this segment of boundaries, the shorty edition with Chef Baby. Tell the people where they can find you.
It was a pleasure. Or you can find me on Instagram. I have my little cooking page. It's Day Day's Catering, Days Da. I'm lying. I said that wrong. It's
Okay.
Day
Clearly, she doesn't know
Da.
what her Instagram is. It'll be in the
Ah,
description box.
didn't you say I was hungry?
Could you? Right. Clearly,
You
she
expect me
she
to
don't
be
know.
able to understand that when I'm hungry? Like, come on
She
now.
can't spell people, is what I'm trying to get at. It's
Oh, now
okay
we're
though.
gonna set a boundary about that.
Right. Put some boundaries on that hooked on phonics, but it's okay because you came today.
Wow.
Appreciate you for pulling up to El Studio to record. Of course, be on the lookout for, of course, coming down the. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna do a creator vibe mode for you whenever you're ready, because I know you have things you want to work on in debut. So we're gonna try to like queue it up at the same time.
Works for me.
That's like your formal introduction, like rather than just being featured. Like literally an episode featuring yourself and what you
Oh.
got going on.
Oh, yes. I'll get to know about moi. Me. Period.
That's a
Mhm.
fact.
What did that girl say? Oh, it's all about me.
Oh my god, I
Mhm. Period.
cannot.
Period. And my non-spelling having ass.
Uh, well, yeah, that too.
Ah, rude. Rude. So rude. I can spell when I have food in my system. I
That
just don't right now.
doesn't even make sense. What?
It so you're telling me that you haven't gone to a meeting with a headache and you hungry and you be like, I can't. I can't.
I'm not going into a meeting hungry because I know Imma yell at somebody. Like, what? What?
Exactly. I
I'm not
mean,
gonna be listening. I'm gonna be thinking about food. My stomach's probably gonna be on roar. So, no, that's not a good combination.
it's not. But I wanted to make sure that I came and is supported and came and had a little conversation about boundaries because I know me. Once I smack on this food, I'm about to pat.
Well, my boundary would be if this was a virtual meeting, turning the Zoom camera off and eating and on, mute. So
I wouldn't show up at all. They'd be like, are you no, I'm not there, chef. Chef is
No. I'll unmute for sure. You gonna get a camera? Not, I'm doing something real quick. I'll be on camera shortly.
Surely is never. Mm-mm.
It's a fact.
Surely
Like,
is
we have
never.
5 minutes left in our meeting. Pop up on camera. Hi, guys.
Hey, sorry, I was having technical difficulties.
My
It was
camera, I swear today, it just wasn't.
crazy. Oh, it's going out again. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Peace.
Holla, peace out. Peace, love, and chicken grease.